think we have some people in. Hi, everyone. I'm just gonna wait for a couple of minutes. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're all well, and we're obviously going to enjoy this webinar with as a collaboration between LinkedIn and SFM. I'll introduce myself in a second. I'm just waiting for some more people to come in.
Someone's put their hand up. Randu?
Yeah. Okay. We have about almost 60 people so far. All right. I think I'll start. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We have around, we'll just start with an introduction before going into the deck. So my name is Yasmina. I am the head of digital marketing here at SFM. I've been in the company for the last 2.5 years. And it's been a great journey. We're delighted to have the LinkedIn team to collaborate with us for this webinar. Sharif will introduce himself in a second. Obviously to share how LinkedIn has helped us, has helped businesses grow, and you could probably benefit from this for your business as well. And what are the best practices to use to grow your business? LinkedIn has been an integral part of our SFM success, and we'll get to that towards the end of the deck to showcase some examples that we've used that worked for us. So yeah, enough about me. I'll just hand it over to Sharif. Now we have about 60 attendees, so thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll hand it over to Sharif now.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Yasmina, and thank you for inviting me today. Yeah, it's been great. I believe we've been working together now for 1.5 years. We're going on to 2 years. And it's great to see, like, hopefully the example will resonate with a lot of our audiences today. And just a quick introduction, my name is Sharif El Khair. I'm responsible for market development at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions. And what that means is basically I'm responsible for new business or bringing new companies to come and advertise on LinkedIn. Our sweet spot is specifically B2B or B high consideration C, and I'll dig into this a little bit later on. We have 3 different areas that we're going to be talking about today. I'll be pausing in between, so please, if you have questions, raise your hand, or I'll take breaks between every segment as well. So if you feel like you just want to shout out a question or have a conversation, then please do. That's actually highly encouraged, just so we can have some dialogue, and it's not just one-sided the whole time. Perfect. So today's agenda will be covering 3 topics. One is platform evolution, where LinkedIn was and where it is today. How would we speak to your addressable audience? I know that we have companies and members from very different industries on the call today. So this will be fairly generic in terms of it's more of an approach and a strategy of how you should be talking to different buying personas. And hopefully, again, we can connect and reach out later on if you'd like to dig deeper into a specific industry or more insights on a specific industry. We can do that as well. And lastly would be what's next. What can we walk away with that's actionable that we can get started with immediately? So firstly, platform evolution. So LinkedIn's vision is to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. What does that mean? It sounds like a very big vision, and I believe it is. And what that really means is not just helping someone find their job or someone realize their dream job, but it's also helping a salesperson find an organization that she can sell into, or a mentor, someone that she aspires to be like, and she can reach out and connect with this person, and that person will essentially help make her more productive and successful. Or even just like most of us do, we log in to scroll through and get industry news and updates, and all of these things essentially move into our mission, which make us more productive and successful as LinkedIn members. So the overall vision is to help people create economic opportunity, with whether find a job, find a project to work on, or learn a new skill, or find a mentor. And essentially, people do come to LinkedIn to become more productive and successful. We were one of these industries that saw a really boost. One of these companies, sorry, that we saw a high boost in content creation and engagement over the last year, and we're seeing that still continue. We don't have the 2021 numbers yet because we're in the middle of it, but so from last year we saw a 60% increase in new content being created and 50% more engagement. So what that means is more people and more companies and more brands are creating and pushing out more content on LinkedIn, and we're seeing basically another 50% of increased engagement. And it's a no-brainer, right? Last year was everybody was working from home for a bit. Some of us still are, and you're online more often than you're not. If you're probably doing a lot of virtual meetings, so you're probably looking at people's LinkedIn profiles before the meeting, and obviously seeing the feed. So this boosted a lot of engagement, and also boosted our member growth. I know for UAE and Saudi specifically, we saw a huge amount of new members coming on the platform and creating profiles. So again, this is a really good opportunity for you as a business. It gives you more audiences to talk to. So as I was saying, as a result of this, the platform is constantly evolving. So when we started 18 years ago, it was very much like a digital card holder where you create your profile, you have your contact details, you meet someone. Instead of exchanging a business card, you would connect with them on LinkedIn. And if you're looking for a job, you can have a look at some of the jobs that are on there. And if you're looking for a project, you can also see if there's anyone posted their projects, if you want to see if you can win that bid and so on. But that has changed so much. Now, if you have a look on the right, the content has become a lot more engaging by having different formats. I'm sure you've seen many people are posting long form posts. Now you can post videos and many different formats. And now we have LinkedIn events, we have LinkedIn Live. We have a product coming out soon that's basically allowing brands to send out newsletters from their company page. So this is going to be, again, we're becoming more of a publishing platform than a digital roller card holder, basically. One of the things that we're super proud of at the moment as well is that for 4 years in a row, LinkedIn has been the most trusted platform by Business Insider. This is not from us saying this. This is a report that's run every year by the publication Digital Insider. Why is this important for you? Because they basically surveyed a whole bunch of executives and very senior people within the business community. And some of the questions that they asked them, are you comfortable sharing your details on this platform? And we would come first. And what does that mean? People are comfortable with lead generation. Where do you see the least annoying ads? We were coming first. And then the reason we were coming first is because all ads and all content on LinkedIn is not necessarily just pure ads. It's giving more insights, more information. So it's a lot more content marketing than just normal advertising. So many other things that were asked, but again, we were super proud that we keep winning every year, especially in the day and age that we live now, where data and privacy and sharing data, and you don't know where your data's going when you share it to some websites. So again, when people feel comfortable sharing that with us, it's really, really important. So one more thing also, what do we do for our members? So why do members keep logging back into LinkedIn every day? It's, again, get the right job, build meaningful relationships, find mentors and so on, and stay well informed. So this is what we do for our members. But what do we do for companies? How does LinkedIn make money? We've got 4 different business lines. We've got LinkedIn hiring solutions or hire, marketing solutions, selling solutions, and learning solutions. So these are the four different business lines that we have at the company. And this is basically how we have subscription products, basically, from LinkedIn. LinkedIn's been growing very, very fast for our members. So we are now just under 750 million professionals globally, and we're growing 3 members every second. Again, we have 55 million companies represented on the platform. Any day of the week, there's 14 million jobs posted, and so on, so on. So again, the platform is growing really fast. I remember when I started around 6 years ago, we were at the 220 million members. So again, just seeing that growth every year and it's growing so fast, it's very, very, very exciting.
Yeah, it has. Just to add to that, I think it has definitely progressed. I remember when starting on LinkedIn, and just from a marketing perspective, around 2015. Today, I mean, there has been a huge progress in terms of not just not just like the members and sizing, but also in terms of the tools. I think we'll get into that later. Yeah, so I think that's just my perspective. For anyone who wants to ask questions while we're presenting, just please put them in the question box and I will have Sharif answer them for us.
I believe we have 5 questions from Steve B. Yes, Steve, Microsoft did buy us a couple of years ago now. So I guess all the data goes to them. Yes, we do have the data. And it's, so we have the data on members' profiles. And whenever you submit your data, as in if you want to be contacted or you submit a lead generation form, that data doesn't sit necessarily with LinkedIn. It stays on our platform for 3 months, but it's transferred onto the customer. So whoever's advertising, that data goes to them. And when you're submitting the details on lead generation form, there's a privacy policy that shows you basically what this company is going to be doing with this data. I can't comment. I'm not sure if Bill's dating Saudi prince, but yeah, I can't comment on that. I have no idea, Steve. Next, basically, we're going to, if we dive into the data, so we've got 700 and just under 750 million members globally. In the UAE, we have 4 million members, 104 companies present on the platform, and so on. But also, we can dissect this to industries and kind of functions that matter to you the most. So before this call, I was chatting with Yasmina, and I believe some of the bigger industries that would matter to most of the attendees here today would be things like manufacturing, construction, real estate, facilities management, retail, hospitality and F&B, leisure and entertainment and events, healthcare and education. So just giving you some rough sample sizes here. So if we have a look at the manufacturing industry, we've got 200,000 people that sit in a decision-making or decision-influencing role. And typically from our experience, any big purchase, any B2B purchase involves a whole bunch of people, such as people from functions like procurement, operations, finance. So this is a combination of all. Again, at the end, I'll leave my contact details. So if you want any specific insights or anything deeper on a specific audience, please do let us know and we can pull that report and pull that data for you and send it across to you to help you with whatever you want to achieve on the platform. And lastly, we're a data company. So again, everything that you have on your LinkedIn profile can be used as targeting, and we can be leveraging for reporting or be leveraging for targeting. Next section will be discussing how we'll be speaking to your addressable audience. We'll just give it a second or so to see if there's any questions.
It would be interesting to see if what sort of verticals are you guys interested in discussing. If you have any vertical that we haven't mentioned in the vertical slide, it would be very interesting. There's one question. Okay.
So Abdallah, yes, from Abdallah, there's a problem with the IP in general in Russia. Yes, we don't advertise in Russia. What would happen when you select Russia on the platform, it will basically pick up people that say, for example, I'm based, my profile says I'm in the UAE, but I'm currently traveling to Russia. So this is how we'll target. But unfortunately, we're not allowed to advertise in Russia because they have blocked the site there as well. However, we can advertise in China though, which no one else can. So we don't have Russia, but we have China, which is a good opportunity, I think, especially for this region.
Someone said we need to discuss more about ads. Yeah, I think we'll get into that. Verticals, financial and legal services, we'll get into that because we're considered as a financial services vertical. So we share a little bit about the SFM experience on LinkedIn. Can we discuss on business and management consulting via LinkedIn? I'm not sure.
So Koshi, we do a lot of work with the consultancy houses, and a lot of the stuff that they do is mostly on thought leadership. So the more stuff you push out on thought leadership, being reports, being your opinion. Again, as a management consulting, you're selling your experience and you're selling your time and the way of thinking. So I think this is how you should be thinking of it from the platform. In terms of, can I recommend the company to potential customers? Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to recommend any companies because I can't be biased with recommending companies. But what I can do, I'll be happy to guide you on different ways and tactics to use the LinkedIn page to kind of generate more traffic and more leads to get you more projects. And the comment on financial services and legal, then yeah, I can pull some information on that. And I'll send it. If you connect with me afterwards, I can send it to Yasmina if she can connect with you too.
Yeah. James Prince, I just started with LinkedIn maybe a little over a month ago, and I've connected with around 2,000 people, but suddenly I was temporarily blocked out a week back without a reason. Can you kindly help connect me back, please? Yeah, sure. I mean, we'll share these details with Sharif. Okay, I think
we'll send the chat afterwards anyway. We'll have a copy of the chat afterwards and we can go through it to pick up on these cases.
And then the last question before we move into the next part. Why LinkedIn introduced a limitation of 100 invites per week? Is there a way to stretch as a premium member?
Yeah, that's a good point. Again, unfortunately not. The reason is so we don't spam our members. So imagine if you're on the other side and there's so many people sending you invitations, and we see this from a lot of business owners and CEOs. They are getting ambushed with messages from people that they don't feel is relevant. So we're trying to limit it as much as possible. So unfortunately, if you feel like you need to have more, if you feel like you need more connections, then there's a product called Sales Navigator that lets you send an email to pretty much anyone on the platform, but that's also limited to 50 a month. So that would be the other product. But then again, the reason why is just so our members are not being spammed by a lot of invitations. Perfect. For the sake of time, I'll move on to the next section. So how will we speak to our audience on LinkedIn? So remember, your audience and your members are coming into LinkedIn to become more productive and successful. People are coming to invest time, not just spend time. So, like other platforms are great. I'm a big fan of some of the other ones. I use them all the time, but when I'm there, I'm not really paying attention. I'm either scrolling, watching a quick video, having funny filters and all of this kind of thing. But when I'm on LinkedIn, you're here to consume career-related content, stuff that's going to make you productive and successful, long-form posts, and pretty much more serious content. And our data shows that members come to LinkedIn for about 4.8 minutes at a time. So we know that they're coming in for about 5 minutes. We know that they're coming in, paying attention. You have their undivided attention. They're really consuming heavy content. So it's a good opportunity for you to speak with them. And also, if you wanted to also think of how should I be speaking with them? So, we believe to break it down into 3 different segments. So you have your staff are on the platform. Obviously, they're going to see your updates because hopefully following your company. So, make sure stuff that is going to be engaging to your staff, but also your customers and your potential customers. They would want to know many things, perhaps about your employer brand, about your products and services, about your heritage, about the company's culture, about where the company is headed, any updates on upgrades on any of the products. And lastly, your stakeholders. So this could be, depending on the company size, but could be investors, could be potential investors and so on. So when creating the content, think of these 3 different audiences when you're pushing out this content. And again, this is stuff that could be done organically from your page right away. And as I was saying earlier, that when you're looking at big B2B purchases, there's more than one job function that's involved in this buying decision. So what do you want to talk to them about? So for example, if you're a technology company selling an ERP solution, you'll have procurement involved in this. You will have IT involved. You probably have the CXO involved because you'll probably be signing off at the end of it. So you need to also think when you're developing content, what's important for each one of these job functions. So procurement is going to be, costs. For IT, reliability, cost of implementation, maintenance costs. For the CXO, how is this going to drive the bottom line? How is this going to help my organization overall? So think of when you're developing content, how do you dissect and create different smaller pieces to speak to that specific function? Because again, if you go to a procurement person and tell them about your implementation packages and the maintenance, they're not interested in that. They're more interested in how this is going to drive down costs. And we now have an example, actually a live example from SFM of how it's been successful for them.
Yeah, thank you, Sharif. So I'll just deep dive into this. And as I said, LinkedIn has been an integral part of our success. So initially, we started off really focusing on just lower funnel lead generation campaigns, testing out different formats such as the lead generation campaigns and these carousels that you see, but very, very focused on the lower funnel. But then we realized after a period of time is that having a full funnel media plan or different campaigns to serve our different objectives, it really made impact on our results in terms of like year on year on LinkedIn and also like across other digital channels as well. So then we have obviously catered to each objective of the funnel, starting from like a branding awareness. We created this video, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. And this video basically explained like SFM's value proposition and our positioning in the market and why should a prospect choose SFM, over another competitor and our competitive advantages, etc. So I think, having that video to serve the objective or to have that strong impression on people that never heard of the brand or the business has really helped serve like the mid funnel or the lower funnel, which is the consideration, or the lower funnel, which is when we kind of used, if you can go to the next slide, Sheree. When we really used, InMail, which was great, worked great for us because we had this content personalized to what you've looked at on the website, which was more the remarketing part. And if you've looked at a certain product, then we'll retarget you with that content, which is, sort of personalized and helped us get a lot of engagement. And not just engagement, it helped us also get a lot of sales because, this person had seen our video or had engaged with our carousel, and then we retarget them with an InMail that was extremely personalized. That really helped them. It helped push these people to the website to convert or to fill out an order form. In addition to this, we still had carousels to kind of explain the process of you ordering a company or the services that SFM offers, because we did find, emails were great, they were personalized, they worked, but we also need to kind of cover the, the feed space on LinkedIn with, carousels, with engaging carousels that are showing steps. As you can see, this is one example of the services that we offer, which is was very helpful for us in terms of remarketing. So I really suggest to look at different formats that LinkedIn has in terms of creatives and campaign objectives. And, depending on your objective, you can have that certain campaign. But, to me as a marketer, I would recommend a full funnel solution. And Sharif obviously can guide you on this and can guide you on how to start with your own business if you don't have a presence on LinkedIn already. So if you have any questions about the platform or about the way the ads works or the campaigns, then please put them in the question box. I'm just gonna read another question. Oh, so the same James Prince have said, thank you for addressing my concerns. We'll use it more cautiously in the future. I'm finding the platform very useful. Negotiating a deal now. Once finished, we'll become a member, not only individually, but also use it to promote my company. Thank you. That's great. We have another question is, what is the reasonable price for these kind of ads?
So Bijoy, we're a bidding platform, so the rates are all there. The platform will give you we'll suggest a different rate according to what other people are bidding on LinkedIn at the moment. So we'll suggest it'll suggest a price for you, and it's really up to you how much you want to spend per audience. But typically the tool will give you a range of the bottom and the highest of what it feels like you should be paying.
Someone asked, doesn't InMail come across as a brand being too spammy, less legitimate? Not really. From our experience, it's on one of our best performing ad format that has one of our highest conversion rates, but Sharif can also answer that as well.
Of course, I think it's a good question. I think it depends when it's sent and how it's sent. So
Yeah.
I think if you get it out of the blue, then it's spammy, and also depends on the kind of product that you're pushing out to. But if you get it as a retargeting, like SFM did, then it makes sense, because the individuals that got this email, like other than the fact that we know they've been exposed to content, we know they visited their website, and we know they actually browsed for a specific product. So then it's a very nice way to follow up. And again, we know these people are interested and they've already been looking. But if it's out of the blue, someone like a real estate developer sending it out of the blue saying, we're launching this new project, come have a look, I don't think it's the best approach, again, because you're not really cutting through the noise, because people are getting so many ads from all over the place. But I think if it's used in the right way, it's far more effective. I hope I answered the question.
Another question is that, can we explain which type of ads on LinkedIn is best when it comes to converting clients, inverting clients into leads?
Yeah, we'll get to that in the next section. Bijoy, if afterwards, if you can reach out with the campaign for followers, and then we can have a look. Yeah, we can. It's case by case, and it depends on what you have in the copy, and it depends on the audience. There's so many different factors as to why follower ads don't perform as much. But just because the question is out there to everyone, what I would recommend, if the focus is on awareness, then look at pushing out a piece of content, something insightful, and then use the engagement objective. And then that would hit two things. One, you'll be giving people some content about the company and the brand, and you're also giving them the option to follow. When you only launch a follower ad, it's just basically telling people, follow us for this idea, or follow us to know about projects, follow us for jobs. I think, and also follower ads are only work on mobile, on desktop, but the sponsored content with the follow button works on mobile and desktop. Conversion rate for lead generation, and it depends on the audience. If you have a question on a specific audience, then we can come back to you with a conversion rate. Great. Sounds like a lot of the questions are very much around the products and lead generation. So it's a good segue into the next bit, which is what's next. So from what I understood, a lot of audience today are fairly new to LinkedIn or just started testing. So the idea is to get LinkedIn members to become from strangers to readers to subscribers to leads to opportunities, and then to repeat customers. And this is all what we want. So again, I really can't stress enough how content is important. If you just push out content immediately saying, buy my product's good, it's not gonna get you that much engagement or that quality leads that you need. So I think it's having a 3-step approach, very similar to what SFM does. Very similar with the video. The video is who we are, what do we offer, how is this going to help me, and how will this help my specific job function. And then when it comes to consideration, it can go into case studies, it can go into testimonials, unique selling propositions, or after sales support and implementation. And again, like one of the things that they did really well was the video's overall awareness, and then the carousel was like, here are the steps of what you need to do. And then finally, if you want us to contact you, please click here, submit your details, and we'll reach out to you. It's a very smooth and an easy way. And so a lot of it is giving, advising, before just telling people, give me your data, giving you data. This is what we do. This is how we help. And these are the steps. If you feel comfortable and you're convinced, then please submit your details. And then I've created 2 different scenarios here. So one is by using video. We're big fans of video. Video has been great on LinkedIn, especially because we can retarget people that have watched a certain percentage of the video as well. So it makes a lot of sense. So for example, for members that haven't been exposed to any of your content, we serve them with the first video. She watches it and then, but doesn't finish the whole thing. She only watches 50% of it. Then we serve her with another awareness piece of video. And then when she watches most of that, then we can send them something that's more lower funnel and lead generation related. And then we get them to convert. The other option is also with video, and then we send them an email or we send them something on the feed. So we could send them they watch the video, they watch 75% of it. Next thing is they get something more lower funnel, and then after that they will get a lead generation form. And also with the lead generation form, we also have a functionality that we can retarget people that open the form but haven't submitted. So that way you're making sure that this loop with the potential customer is always happening. So if she watches a video, then we serve a lead generation form. If she opens the lead generation form but doesn't submit, then we could serve her maybe another video and then another lead form, or from form one, another form afterwards. It's up to you, depends on how much content you have. But I think it's important just to keep that funnel kind of just refeeding itself. And what's great about video is the more you have the video running, it's just going to be basically building your sales pipeline by generating more leads and pushing them into the next stage of the funnel automatically through the platform. Last tactic, which is the conversation ad. So this is basically a new form of in-mails, and this allows members to have a conversation path with the tool. So basically you set different scenarios. So, like this example that you can see on the right, sign up for a demo. So you send someone an email, and then the next is sign up for a demo. They submit their details, and then, someone reaches out. Second could be tell me more, and then that could give them a little bit more, give them another in-mail, so it talks to them a little bit more. Or lastly is see case studies, and that could push people off platform to your website, and then from there they can learn more about your case studies. But what's interesting about the tell me more, if she clicks on it, then she'll go down, and then you can tell them a little bit more of information, and then it's like, okay, do you want to talk now or maybe later, or do you want to go see case studies? And this is great because it gives you a lot of insight and intel as to, number one, is your lead generation form working? Who's interested in what case studies on your website? And again, you'll be collecting different data points from different parts of the journey as well. And this product is really good because it hits the three objectives at once. If you're feeling that your audience hasn't been nurtured enough, and then you can send them this, and then you can make sure also that you're kind of restarting a funnel with them. These are all the slides from my side. Please connect with me. This is my name. Connect with me, please. And if you have any questions or anything, I'm always available and happy to answer. And now we move on to Q&A. If anybody has anything, please jump in, unmute and jump in. Alternatively, we'll just be reading through from what we have here on the from the feed. So Mohammed, what about filmmakers and creative professionals, future on LinkedIn solutions? Do you mean, what do you mean? Can you confirm a little bit more about what you mean by the question? Like, do we have a future for filmmakers on LinkedIn, or the audience that we have? We ran a campaign before for 2454 in Abu Dhabi. This is exactly the kind of audiences that they were looking at. The audience typically isn't huge, but these audiences are available if you're looking if the audiences are available on LinkedIn or not. But if you want to elaborate on the question, we'd love to dig deeper into this. Joy, yes, of course, we'll send that presentation. Anonymous, yes, if you would share the link with me and I can have a look and dig deeper. It's very hard for me to comment on why the results were bad if I haven't seen the campaign or the audiences and so on. So if you're comfortable and you want to reach out to me separately, and then happy to have a look, and then we can see the learnings from that as well.
There's a question from a social media manager who did a brand awareness ad for the company that she works with, and the results were worse than their organic impression. Any idea why this might have happened?
Yeah, we just need to get the link to the campaign if they're comfortable sharing it, and then we can dig deeper and see what happened. It's very hard to see why that happened. I would guess maybe the organic, you have a good following that's very interested in your brand, and the audience that you were going after was not so aware of your brand, and maybe they didn't engage or the content didn't resonate. But again, this is my name. If you want to reach out to me individually, and then happy to have a look and see why and what happened. Opportunities for makers as professionals have profiles on LinkedIn. I'm sure they can have profiles, and then from profiles they can probably win projects. We have LinkedIn for small businesses. So if this person is an entrepreneur or runs their own company, then they can definitely use the platform to connect with people and find more projects as well.
Some anonymous attendee said, can you forward a copy of this attending recording? We will be posting this on our YouTube channel, hopefully this week. So just go on SFM Corporate Services. You'll find our YouTube channel. You can find it from our website as well. And we will have the video, the full video of the recording. And
what kind of analysis offered from ads on LinkedIn? So many things. We just need to be asked the question, and we need to know exactly what you need to know from the ads, and then we can make sure that we report accordingly. But just to give you a quick answer from what companies have been exposed to your ad and which companies have been showing the most engagement. So how many people from a specific company have been engaged the most? Click demographics, so who's been clicking on the ad, all the different demographic aspects of that. And obviously all the normal click-through rates, engagement rates, lead generation completion rates, and open rates, and the reach. And also we have two new reports that are really, really popular. One is the share of feed. So how much of the feed are you winning compared to your competitors? And another one is the lead generation missed opportunity. So it shows you from a specific audience how many leads you got and how many more leads that you can have. And it gives you an idea as well. So it gives you an idea of the missed opportunity and how much you're winning or not winning enough within a space. That's something that's been very, very popular as well, because it gives customers an idea of how much more they can scale and grow with us.
That's great. They can find this report on the business manager of LinkedIn.
Some of them, yes, and some of them they would reach out to us. But most of the ones, except the last two, are available on the platform directly.
Okay, that's a very good report.
Which is effective, video or conversation ads? Depends on the objective. If you're after lead generation, I'm going to say conversation ad. If you're after awareness only, then I would say video. What about an accountant market in Spain? I'm not sure if I understand that question.
One question which was very interesting, I think there was some questions about the Asian market prior to this and about China, and now it's about Vietnam, is how can they increase the following as a professional advisor?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's so whoever's available on the platform would hopefully be logging in. How do you make yourself more visible and more popular is basically pushing out content from your profile. So push out more content, if it's resharing and put your opinion on it, or if it's creating content from scratch. I would also advise to changing your profile from having the connect button to follow, because that way everybody, like, your content will be more visible to people on LinkedIn compared to when it's only connect, it will be only visible to your connections. But if you swap the connect to follow, then your profile moves into more of a thought leadership profile, that someone that wants to get more followers, and your content will become more visible.
Do we have any more questions? Regarding the ads for China, what are the best practices regarding the language of the ad? Do English ads convert less than ads in Chinese?
It depends on the audience. If you're launching the ads in Mandarin, if you're launching the ads in Mandarin, so the people with Mandarin profiles only get these ads. So English, only people with English profile will get the ads. So again, it depends on the content, but there's it doesn't make a difference, honestly, because it will just go to people within their local language. From our experience and in this region here, I'd say stick with English. Yeah, stick with English. It seems to be it's working and it's easier. And most of the people that you'll be wanting to engage with anywhere from here are most likely to be speaking English or have English profiles.
How can I find potential clients on LinkedIn? I think it's best to reach out to Sharif and explain more about your business and products, and then the LinkedIn team can help you.
Yeah. What I'll do as well, I'm not sure if I'll share it here as well, my email address. So if you'd like, just reach out to me by email. I should have probably put it on the presentation or to make it easier.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The audience, but yeah.
Just put it on the chat, I think.
Yes, we can have a look. We can show you how many accounting. So Martha, if you have a specific, if you have something like a specific question, but we can get you like how many people work in accounting in Spain. We can get you that. The number will probably be big. So if you have like, I need actual financial advisors or actual accountants within those companies, or if I need HR people within accounting services companies, then we can zoom in a little bit more, but that's very, very easy. We can easily pull that out for you.
So many questions. Best practices, approach for selling higher education services to working professionals. That is also should be directed to Sharif. Yep. On his email. Your email is going to explode today.
Yeah. So in higher education, we see there's different ways to look at it. If you're going to be approaching the executives directly, if you're going to be approaching learning and development managers and HR managers within big companies that would sign up their staff. But again, I think it's using buzzwords and using the things that we know, the skills of the future, the skills that are needed at the moment. I'm sure you know exactly all of what these are. So highlighting those to some of the people that you're trying to invite early with some awareness, and then afterwards you would invite them to become. Please don't do it just before registration. We see this happen all the time. They say registration closes in 2 weeks. We need to get so many people to sign up. You know, someone signing up for higher education is not an overnight decision. So give them a little bit of time to research and decide. What is the time frame of clients staying with LinkedIn in both sides of the company? We're very sticky. So companies come to us and they typically don't really stop promoting or stop posting. I think especially in B2B, it's very rare someone would set up a page and then not maintain it or not stay online. So it's really rare to see this happen. So I would say the answer is like forever, really. It's just a matter of if they don't want to stay on they want to stay as much, they just promote less or push out content less. But if anything, we see with time, it builds up more and they start doing more with us with time.
Definitely. We'll wait a couple of more minutes before we wrap up. If anyone has any last questions.
Well, there's a question from Lalo. I think I'll send the link. Might be easier for getting started quickly on LinkedIn. Basically, I'd say set up the profile in the best possible way to become all-star. Make sure that you're connecting with people that you meet, connecting with people that you have worked with in the past, and make sure that every meeting as well. So I'll send you here now 10 steps. It's a little bit old, but it just shows you the easiest ways to get started on the platform.
Okay. With SFM, do you do geo-targeting for your ads? Are there any geographical areas that work better than others? Yeah, definitely. We try to focus on our best performing markets, and generally we do target globally because we are an online corporate service provider. So obviously there will be areas that will work best for us. Like some of our top markets are, Europe, UK, UAE, Middle East in general. So I would say we wouldn't have found out this if we haven't tested. So I would really recommend you testing and leveraging on what you have already. If you already know your, top performing markets, then I'd recommend starting with those on LinkedIn or anywhere. How I promote my video production company on LinkedIn.
So yeah, so basically pushing out content organically first on the page. So build out the page that has a lot of information about the company and what you do. Hopefully, once you start using your personal profile to connect with people that are potential customers or potential partners as well, then when they see you engaging with that organic content, they'll get some exposure. But then next, if you're not feeling you're getting enough engagement from the organic, then I would recommend moving into paid media, where you can really narrow the targeting and really zoom into the people that you want to be speaking with. And again, follow the funnel that we were discussing earlier. As a video production company, I would expect you to have some great video content, which basically will be selling itself, right? If someone submits the lead generation from a video that they saw that they liked, then it sells itself, right? It's like the video, I wanted to see how you can do my video. So again, please reach out and see how I can help. But I think this is a really good one. I think there'll be a lot of opportunity.
Great. I think if there are any more questions, I think we will wrap up. But as I said, you can find the recording on YouTube this week. You can find me on LinkedIn if you have any questions, and you can find Sharif on LinkedIn or through his email address. But if you have any questions, please do reach out to us. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It was great and refreshing to have something other than corporate service related topics and speak a little bit about the digital world. At the end of the day, we are a digital platform. So it's really refreshing to have this type of webinar.
Thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And yeah, and thank you, Yasmina, for inviting me today. It was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for presenting this and taking the lead on this. Thank you.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye. Bye.